Hi everyone, it's Julianne here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm hopping along with a few other Scrappy Tail craft designers in the Baby Bear Hop. We are all using the Sweet Bear stamp set that was originally designed as a Valentine's Day stamp, and we're each doing our own take on how you can extend that stamp further than what it was originally designed for in order to create a baby themed card. Now for my card today, I started out by first stamping the bear as well as two of the balloons from the Sweet Bear stamp set. And I've stamped each one of those images onto a sheet of expressive blending cardstock using some Memento Tuxedo black ink so that way I can do some Copic coloring. Once I have all three of those images stamped out, I'm going to be using the smaller balloon and I'm going to be stamping that one additional time so that way I can have a total of 3 balloons on my card. Once I have all of my images stamped out, I'm now going to start working on my Copic coloring. I'm going to start off by coloring in the bear first, and I'm going to be coloring him in using E23, 25, 27, and finally E29. Now I'm going to start out with my darkest color of E29, and I'm going to be adding that color where I think there would be naturally a shadow. Next, in order to extend that color out, I'm going to be coming in with my medium shades. First, I'll come in with E27, and then I'll be extending that color out a little bit further using E25. Once I have all of those colors down, I'll finally be coming in with my lightest color of E23 in order to blend in everything together. Now once I have the bear's head colored in, I'll then start working on coloring in the rest of his body, which again I started with E29, adding that dark color to where there would be a shadow like on the bottom of his arms as well as his feet. Then I'll be coming in with my two medium shades, extending that shadow line just like I did before finally coming in with my lightest color. Now since I don't have anyone in particular to give this baby card to at this moment, I'm going to be making this a gender neutral card. So I'm not going to be using blue or pink, I'm actually going to be using both green and yellow. I'm going to start off with my green colors, which is G85, 24, and G43. And I'm going to be using that in order to color in the heart that the bear is holding, as well as the two smaller balloons. Now for the larger balloon, as well as the bow that's around the bear, I'm going to be coloring both of those in yellow, and I'm going to be using Y13, Y06, and finally Y11 for my lightest color. Now off camera, I used an alphabet die set in order to die cut out the word baby multiple times using some white cardstock. Now I cut out enough letters in order to be able to adhere two of those together to make my background have that little bit of added dimension. So here I am using a T ruler to just line up that last top row of letters, and I'm going to be adhering each one of those letters down to my background panel using some liquid adhesive. Now this panel is just slightly smaller than A2 size, measuring at 4 by 5 1/4. So there is only enough room for the word baby once on each one of my rows. But once I get each one of those letters adhered, I'm now going to start working on assembling everything else for my card. Now I also used a circle die cut off camera in order to die cut out a piece of pattern paper from the Spring Lullaby paper pad from Honeybee Stamps. Now I'm going to be adhering that circle die cut down over my letter background using some more of that liquid adhesive. And when I'm adhering that down, I'm just going to be positioning it so that way it hangs off the left-hand side of my panel just by a little bit. And once I'm happy with where I have that circle die cut and I'm ready for it all to be adhered, I'm just going to be flipping that panel over and trimming off that little bit of excess that's hanging off the side with my pair of scissors. I'll then be adding some more adhesive to the back of my entire panel, and I'm going to be adhering that panel down to an additional panel of yellow cardstock, and that cardstock matches my pattern paper as well as the balloon that I colored in earlier. Now this panel is A2 size, so that's going to give me that really nice yellow border all the way around my card. Now once I have a pretty good idea of where I want all of my images to go that I colored in earlier, I'm just going to be temporarily adhering those balloons together using some washi tape so that way they stay in place. And I'm just going to be flipping those over so that way I can add some foam adhesive to the back of each one of those. Once I've added that foam adhesive, I'll then just be removing the backer piece and I'll be adhering each one of those down to my background panel, just slightly letting them hang off the top part of that circle die cut. Once I have each one of those adhered, I can now remove that washi tape, and then I'll be adding some adhesive to the back of my bear. I'll be adhering him over those balloon strings, centering him onto that die cut piece. Now once he's all adhered, I'm then going to be pulling back out my MISTI, and I'm going to be stamping out my sentiment. Now the sentiment I picked for my card reads just, "Oh baby." I just thought it was super cute and really just simple to match my card. I'm going to be stamping that sentiment onto some more of that yellow cardstock using some Memento Tuxedo black ink. And once I have that all stamped out, I'll just trim that down into a sentiment strip, and then I'll be adding some adhesive behind my sentiment. I'll be tucking in the one side underneath my bear, and then I'll let the other side kind of hang off that circle die cut. Finally, to finish off my card for today, I am going to be scattering a few clear confetti mix sequins throughout my background. And once I have each one of those adhered, that's going to complete my baby themed card for the Baby Bear video hop. I hope that you all have found some inspiration in order to stretch your stamps further than what they were originally intended for. Now, if you liked this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up down below, as well as subscribe to my channel for even more card making ideas. If you're interested in any of the supplies I used, they will all be listed and linked down below in the description box. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, and happy crafting!